Oh, salt and pepper.
Shake, shake. Hello, my name is Dalia. I am Mexican American. I was born and raised in Tijuana, just across the border. And today I'm going to be teaching Eli a little bit of Dia de los Muertos.
And I'm Eli. I'm a Jew. I'm Jewish. Ashkenazi, I think about 100%. And I'm going to be talking about the Jewish process of mourning and all of our traditions.
So why don't we actually start with the Jewish explanation of how we mourn the dead?
I think Jews do death pretty well. I think that we have this thing down, like, to maybe a science. But after somebody dies, we will have, like, the main service, and family and the community will come together. And the whole time, it's very sad, very reflective, and we'll say the Mourner's Kaddish. If it's an immediate family member, you'll be saying the Mourner's Kaddish for a year.
What's Kaddish?
Kaddish is a prayer that we say to honor the dead, and it's said very somberly. Jews are so melodic in their prayers. Every single prayer pretty much has a tune, and the Mourner's Kaddish is like the one where we don't have any melody behind it, and it doesn't actually mention the deceased.
Okay.
So I don't understand that part of it, but I think it's like, I don't know, it's probably to honor God.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody should know this better than me. I'm not the expert, but I'm just a great personality hire.
Great. Okay, I'm learning a little bit now.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what you'll do with me. You'll learn a little. Yeah. Right after the service, we have the time we call Shiva, which is like 7 days of mourning and reflection, where the immediate family is not supposed to do anything at all except for sit on the ground and like tear their shirt. They're not supposed to shower.
Why do people take off their shirt or like rip it
You
off?
rip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to rip the shirt. I think it's just because we don't get to express our physical strength very much.
Okay.
You know, you don't see Jews in culture being very strong with their muscles. And so it's just to feel alive, I think. I honestly have no idea. I don't do that. You know, I think that's a very traditional way of doing it, but I do observe these 7 days and truly think about the person who's gone and allow the grief process to move through you. And we're not supposed to like shy away from it at all.
So is it like sort of purifying yourself from the pain that you are going through because of the death?
It's definitely like supposed to be cathartic like that. Yeah,
Okay.
It's like a foundational piece of Judaism that we feel everything. So it kind of does end up being like a purification
Wow.
of like the grief. We can move on with our lives because we have had this time to grieve.
Okay.
And because a lot of times, like, there's so many things that can distract us, there's really a focus on, like, going through every emotion, remembering the people who have passed, and so that we're able to bring them with us and their spirit with us forward.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I think so.
it can be, yeah. It can be beautiful.
Do you have to like eat something or?
Yeah, well, actually, I don't know if there's anything specific that you're supposed to eat, but usually if you're the immediate family, people will come over from your community, your friends, your family, will come over and make you something. A lot of times with Jewish foods, it's just like slop. It's just like egg slop or tuna slop. Those are sort of staples of a luncheon, of a post-funeral luncheon. Like I definitely remember with my grandfather, when he passed and we went to the synagogue after, like we sat and had lunch, and it was just like bagels and coffee and various mayonnaise-based proteins that made me very sick.
Okay. So when you're doing all of these 7 days, like where is the body? Not to be more.
Oh, no, this is a great question. Where's the body? Where do we put the body? We put the body in the ground. Yeah. Yeah, we put the body right in the ground. Actually, we do.
Immediately?
It's like, I think they might be embalmed and then they go into the casket. And it's not an open casket, never open casket. So the last time you see the person that you are mourning is actually like when you're burying them in the ground. Like you don't see their face, but that's, that's the end of it. At the funeral, the community are the people who bury the dead. So like we'll go up one by one and shovel dirt onto the grave to fill it up. Yeah, it's a collective.
Kind of, okay.
Yeah. If it's your direct family member, you're going to have a lot of work to do because there's a lot to fill. It takes like 10 minutes.
Okay,
With
that's
like-
exactly
with like
what I
everyone-
was
yeah.
thinking, like how long will that take? That
Yeah.
seems like a lot.
And that'll happen like as the service is ending.
Okay.
So like everyone will sort of be talking and going on with their lives while the mourners who are able-bodied will just start shoveling in front of them, and everyone will have their own conversations going. How was lunch? Where are you going to lunch? It's all lunch based. Yeah, but that's so they go right into the ground. I guess that's a very long way of saying we bury our dead.
So let's now get into the Mexican side of things.
Predominantly Mexicans are Catholics. We inherited Catholicism from the Spanish ruling. So when somebody passes and they are Catholic, they have something similar as Shiva, but a few days after they pass. So basically the person passes, we mourn our deceased person, and we do have an open casket.
Right.
I refuse to see any open casket because I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither.
I prefer the celebration, the party,
Yeah.
but I don't know why we have open casket. I think it's terrifying and horrible. And based on what I've heard from stories, like when my grandmother passed, they had an open casket. All the daughters, because it's only daughters in her family, they were going one by one to see her dead self, and they were just crying and like kind of like telenovela drama, like in front of the casket. So I grew up kind of listening to those stories, and I was like, okay, I never want to see a dead person. We have sort of like this solemn way of mourning them for like a few days, maybe 3 days. You go and you bury your dead person, but sometimes, which is very Mexican, we bring mariachi to kind of say goodbye to the person.
Yeah.
Everybody cries, but everybody's also listening to the music, which is very contradictory. We're funny people, Mexican people. And then a few days later, you start the novenario, which comes from 9 days. People, friends, family get together during 9 days to pray. And we also have sort of like a very monotonous praying, which sounds like and you have like a rosary and you have to say it like so many times.
What is the rosary? I mean, I know it's beads, but what is it?
So the rosary is basically like a long necklace that has so many beads, and at the end it has a cross. It's a big symbolic thing and cultural thing for all of, I guess, the Catholic world.
Yeah. So you say the same thing for every bead? You go through
Yes.
it,
It's boring. It's boring. I'm sorry, but as a kid, I remember my mom once had one for like a friend. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna hear this thing over and over and over and I don't know how many beats there are. So I'm just waiting there as a kid, waiting and counting the time that they're saying it and kind of seeing how the grown-ups are going through the rosary. And you do that every single day for 9 days. And the purpose of this is Mexican people and our culture and our tradition, we believe that our dead people are around us. Sort of like the sixth sense or something like that.
Yeah.
So we do this as a novenario to kind of pray for their soul to be elevated and go up to heaven, go to God, and kind of find their way. We don't want them to stay in limbo. We don't want them to be on earth. We want them to elevate. Then next year is when we do the Day of the Dead for them. It's a happy celebration. This is very ancient, and it actually comes from pre-Hispanic times, the Mesoamerican societies. So Day of the Dead basically became like an evolution of the celebration of the dead by our ancient native groups of the continent, with the mix of the Spanish beliefs of All Saints' Day.
Right.
Our tradition starts on the 31st of October, which kind of coincides with
Halloween,
but it's not the same.
Yeah.
So we put like a big altar. It's really beautiful. We have with like marigolds, and these are supposed to kind of guide the way for the souls that are coming to visit us.
Oh, that's pretty.
On the 1st of November, we honor the young souls that have passed. We celebrate them. The small skulls basically represent the deceased children. And on the 2nd of November, which is what is known as Day of the Dead, we celebrate the adults. So this would be like a skull for an adult.
Okay.
Yes.
Whoa.
It's a beautiful celebration.
It is. I mean, I've seen these skulls and I've seen like the Day of the Dead, and I've always wondered, why is there all this like floral makeup or paint on the faces?
Mexican culture is very satirical and very funny as well. Like I said, we take every opportunity to just celebrate, right? Mexicans believe that the skulls are an equalizer, like behind all the flesh and skin and jewelry and color of our faces, we are all skeletons.
Yeah.
So on Day of the Dead, we paint our faces to remind people like, hey, we are all the same. We are all skeletons underneath all the flesh and all the nice things that you can see in the outside.
Yeah. We're all gonna end up.
We're gonna end up the same way, right?
Yeah.
So, Eli, what are your thoughts on Day of the Dead?
I mean, it sounds beautiful. I'd love to try it with my grandfather and my grandmother, you know?
Yeah.
Celebrate it, you know. It's nice to think of them like coming back on a bed of flowers. It's like a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
And it sounds fun.
It is fun, and you decorate and you welcome them, you put their pictures. I find that very beautiful, you know, when that can be so sad and morbid for some people to talk about, to have a celebration like this.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's death in our cultures. If you like that, you should, I guess, like the video.
And subscribe as
Yeah,
well.
and subscribe to it. And then comment on it
Yeah.
about how you do death, how your people do death.
And how would you like to honor your deceased ones as well? Like, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, what in your culture would you want to see added as a part of the grieving process? Could be an interesting thought.